Once again, you already know what it is, and you already know where you have reached the number one up-and-coming collaborative podcast anywhere in the world. For the 101st consecutive week in a row, I'm so happy to introduce to you my brother from another mother, representing everything pro wrestling. He's the one and only Conrad Cushman. I'm Sean Hubbard, Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, in the building, and collectively we are Clash of the By God podcast. Really excited to be with you guys again, like I said, for the 101st consecutive week in a row. Through rain, snow, sleet, hail, holidays, family issues, family
mini tornado today.
Tornadoes, you know what I'm saying, flood watches, you know what I'm saying. We're just happy to be with you guys. We count it a blessing, and we count you guys being here a blessing, man. So we're on the heels of SummerSlam, heading towards All In live on pay-per-view, going into Bash at Berlin coming up pretty soon. We're just going to keep the ball rolling, man. Judgment Day, MJF Britt Baker situation, more Shane McMahon. You know, what's going to happen next now that Roman Reigns is back. All this and more on the 101st edition of Clash of the Podcast. Conrad, my friend, drop that thing.
Man, feels good to be back. I'm telling you, last week, I don't know if many had us beat in coverage, at least on the independent podcast side of things. You guys got a show Monday. You got a show with us Wednesday. You got another show on Thursday. You got another show with us on, what was pay-per-view? Saturday. Man, we barely got any breaks in between then, man. And all of them were hour and a half. So I hope you guys got a lot of wrestling content for yourselves. I appreciate everyone who tunes into the live shows. We got shout outs to get into and such. And let's start off with, we got a super chat. Joel, hey, Conrad and Sean, let's hear about SummerSlam. Joel, we reviewed SummerSlam technically on Saturday on the channel here. Sean was gracious enough to join me. But we're going to kind of recap it a little bit, but we're going to deep dive into some of the other things here.
Joe, we appreciate you, man.
Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, my friend. Clown in the house. Clown is here. He says, afternoon, everyone. Episode 101, class is in session.
I like that.
So let me tell you this, Sean. Funny, this is a little insider baseball for you guys. I was going to do something like that for the clips, but then there were so many good clips, and I was like, the design that I used, I was like, I have to use this.
Mm-hmm.
It was like this is what happened with Judgment Day. This was the after effect. This is what happened with Roman. This is the after. I just couldn't let it go. So
right.
But
Clash 101, EPW, HWW, Clash of the Podcast 101 is in session.
Clash is in session every Monday at 6:05. So
I like that. Clash is in session.
Ooh,
Clash is in
merch. Clash is in session. Thunderbolt. And
there you go.
We're always marketing over here. Ray Thompson in the house. He said, "Happy Monday, guys. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I can't complain. Enjoyed SummerSlam Saturday, and then took the kids to." Is it Idlewild Sunday? I'm not sure what that is, but I hope you guys had fun. It sounds like it's fun. Match of the night was Punk Drew, but the U.S. title match exceeded my expectations easily. The best main roster match Night has had so far. Okay.
I like it, Ray. I like it.
Quills in the house. Sean, I'm going to let you take this one.
Quilly in the building. We appreciate you, man. He says, what's up, Conrad, Sean, and chat? Your boy Quills is back again to enjoy my two favorite bros, CJ and Hubs, for episode 101 of the best wrestling podcast out today, Clash of the By God podcast, hashtag EPW, hashtag HWW. He goes on to say SummerSlam was a soft 7 out of 10 show. Congrats to LA Knight for finally getting his moment and becoming new United States champion, and the return of Roman Reigns for saving pretty much an average show, hashtag OTC. He continues saying Triple H's booking for us lately has been beyond egregious. You mean to tell me that Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill were on the flyer for SummerSlam, but they couldn't be on the actual SummerSlam show? I am still blown away by that too, Quilly. As always, your commentary is very much appreciated. Our boy Quills continues saying that, but somehow you had time to put on all the new quote-unquote jobber Apollo Crews for a Manscaped promo and the delusional brain dead R-Truth for a segment with a clown down under that was needed. What? Question mark. It wasn't needed. And also, Quills talks about how Jelly Roll was awesome. No, I don't care. A lot to unpack there, and I think most of it is fairly accurate, Quills. R-Truth was the only, the prominently featured, I guess you could say him doing that promo with Miz in the middle of the ring was a little bit silly. Apollo didn't make the show except for that Manscaped commercial, like you said. And egregious is the right word, in my opinion, 100% as it relates to an absolutely outstanding talent like Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. Some mysteries will never be solved.
I wish I had the Unsolved Mystery song right now queued up that we could play.
Yep.
Clown says, love me some Jelly Roll since it comes with the Trap House and him hanging out with Struggle. I heard of Jelly Roll many, many, many years ago in my younger days when he used to rap. I don't know. It was funny to me that they had like Jelly Roll, MGK. Kid Rock has done shows there in the past. And it's so funny to see like the dudes who once did rap now went into other genres of music. And I don't know. That's like I said, that's one of my issues with the whole like, why did people boo John Cena back in the day? Well, I finally figured it out. I was like, that he turned, like he stopped being the person that I cheered for to get the spot, and then he became something else. So just weird. And I'm glad that you guys are enjoying Jelly Roll. I don't know. I'm not hip to the newest music with some things though either. Takes me a little bit longer to get to it. I have to hear a recommendation from like my friends. Someone's like, yo, you gotta check out this album. But I don't know. I just had to throw my music thoughts in there.
Oh, that's fine. Jelly Roll was cool. I mean, I'm not a fan because I don't know his music like that. I think he did a good job with God Bless America.
Yeah, I missed that. Sean was actually keeping me up to date when that part of the show was happening.
Easy Faux Sheezy, as always in the building, says hello. Good evening, all. Hope you had a blessed weekend, and let's kick off the week with the two of the real ones. Thank you, man, in our pro wrestling community. You're a real one as well, Emily, so we appreciate you.
Thank you, Matt. And I appreciate the extra shout-outs, too, you've been giving, man. All love. Renegade L2K James from the Pro Wrestler Shoot says, so Berlin rematch, perhaps, Orton versus Gunther? I don't know if they're going to go that route. I think we'll get into that once we get to that match. And a trade coming, Jay and Sammy to the Blue Brand. So you guys know I'm Mr. #WhatDraft, but I'm going to give them some props today. I wish it would have came a little bit sooner, but they did announce that there was a deal worked out between Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. This is all you've always had to do if you're going to let people switch brands. Is it a one-time trade? Just explain yourselves. But apparently tonight we got some people from SmackDown on Raw. We'll see. I don't know if you have any quick thoughts on that portion of it, or
I don't. It is what it is.
Respect. McKinney's in the house. He said, yo, I'm here to talk wrestling with the Fire live chat and the PYT Express of the podcast, Clash of the podcast, and to let y'all know, strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. Let's go.
I like that. Thank you, McKinney.
Always could use hearing something like that, McKinney. Thank you so much. And Sean, you got to say your patent phrase.
Yeah, the only Vinny we like. We appreciate you, Vinny. Fresh off of his excursion to Cleveland, Ohio for SummerSlam weekend. He says, happy Monday. Went to SummerSlam and it was an amazing experience. Lost my voice during Roman Reigns' return. God bless as always. God bless you too, Vinny.
Easy E has now become Elite Easy E. Hey, you. What's up, E?
What up?
Appreciate you. BJ's in the house. BJ says, hope your Monday has been good. Glad to be here with you all. Glad you're here, BJ.
Glad you're here as well.
BJ and Sean, I'm going to say this. BJ and Sean are my two favorite people sometimes to talk wrestling with because, like I said, they will come up with some crazy ideas where I'm like, I didn't think about that. You know what? That might work. That might work. You could do something different with that. If I wanted to fool someone, I'm calling them up like, what are you thinking with this?
Right.
And they always come up with something different for me. Doug, episode 101. Y'all better not be after any Dalmatians. Teach me. Let's go. 101 Dalmatians, man. I saw that recently with my kid. Like it was up, and I was just like, "Yo, this movie looks so different now." Like when I was a kid, it looked like it was regular. Now I'm like, "Oh, it looks so old."
Yeah.
You go back and look at him.
It does.
Vinny also comes. He says also went to the Undertaker Dead Man show. He basically called this generation of wrestling soft for the "We Want Cody" movement. LOL. And his favorite is Gunther because he's old school.
I respect it. I respect Vinny's opinion, and I respect Undertaker's opinion.
He said, "Clash in Berlin. Cut it out. Cut it out." Ori on Twitch says, "Hi, boys. Legit finishing watching SummerSlam right now." Shout out to Ori. If you guys are into video game streamers, Ori is out there with the best of them. Make sure you show her some love if you're on Twitch, man. Ori the Draw.
What up, yo? What up, Ori?
XG Dub in the house saying, Europe. What's good?
XG Dub. XG Dub.
Appreciate you, family. Guy Will Gamble says, "What's up, everybody?" Conrad, Sean, and Chad.
God bless you, Will. God bless you, Gamble. We appreciate you.
Renegade L2K. James says, "OTC, over the counter. Cut it out."
Yeah.
Taking me back to school with this stuff. SummerSlam, it was a slam that happened in the summer.
Indeed it was.
Vinny says, also, Undertaker, a funny story about Kane being drunk at a bar screaming, "Bleep the Undertaker, he's the man now."
Huh.
I'm sure they're all full of them. They're all full of them. I'm looking, SummerSlam was okay. We got some people saying, take a listen to his stuff. I will, Doug. I will. I've heard it in the past. It's just been some years. Roman and Cody are literally the Austin and Rock of this era. Also, Sean and Brett, too. Like, you're either a Roman guy or a Cody guy.
I know which one I am.
Swerve Show says, "What up, guys? Hit that like." Appreciate you, Swerve. Thank you for coming in here.
Thank you, man.
All love, man. McKinney says, didn't need the Jelly Roll concert. They could have gave that time to Braun and Sammy. I heard Braun and Sammy went under the amount of time. They had like 5 more minutes. They just ended it. Or added that DIY Bloodline match on SummerSlam or the women's tag, but it was a solid show. 9 out of 10 for me. I will try not to go off on my point about that later because I saw some ignorant comments on social media that I was not feeling today about some of the complaints that people had as well. Roman pointing at his shirt should have been focused on camera more. I didn't see it.
A couple of questionable camera angles by WWE this weekend.
WWE in Germany. I'm ignoring that one. I had to get that off the screen. Hey, I'm still in the wrestling space. Anyone is welcome to come chat wrestling along with the games. Or, I'm the first one in there, and we just start talking about AEW and everything else. Again, who spends the summer in Cleveland? Just an odd location. No. You're not going to take everything from the Northeast because we have snow. Cut it out. We need shows too. All right? You take it easy over there. I know you get all them shows in your state. Cut it out. You can keep them shows right over here. I think we're going to end up getting like SummerSlam and stuff. I heard someone actually lobby for SummerSlam to be in your location and my location soon.
I love that.
Yeah. We were debating, should it be in Toronto or Buffalo? If you want the international flavor, sure, but they're both about the same size, and people are going to drive over for both. Money.
Well, I heard we're getting that international flavor for Survivor Series.
Yeah, going to Vancouver. More like the Viscera and Midi. Cut it out, E. Cut it out. Yeah, Cleveland is a dump, but since I live in Columbus, I had to take it. It's all good. Ori says, I will say for the Jelly Roll concert, this was the best live music performance that's ever been on a WWE show, period. Oh, okay. What's your favorite live performance ever?
I gotta go Salt and Pepper, WrestleMania 11.
You were looking like Bret Hart, huh? During that,
either Salt and Pepper WrestleMania 11 or I do have to give credit to WrestleMania 28, MGK and Flo Rida.
I actually like 29. You know who I thought sounded the best? That sounded like their record. This is gonna sound bad, but punk rock is probably easy to like get the sound right. Cult of Personality, WrestleMania 29. I was like, these dudes actually sound really good, and they were holding it down. And I was like, man, they were older than how they looked in the video, but respect, man, to Living Color.
I respect your opinion for sure.
Either tag match would have added more value to SummerSlam, in my opinion.
A lot could have added more value to SummerSlam. I agree with you, guy.
Right? Let me see here. Hold on. Matt Lopez says, Jelly Roll, creepy Manscaped ad, and a dog got more TV time than Jey Uso. We did time that entrance for the record. It was 9 minutes and 3 seconds. So that's from the moment Cody's face showed up all the way till the ref says ring the bell, and the bell rings. After we got off, so me, Derek, and Sean talked for a little bit afterwards. Derek was like, "Nah, I'm not leaving yet. I want to time this. Start that up right from where he comes out, just to show it." John G, the king of R&B, what's good? What's good? Let me see here. Speaking of people who need more shoes, we need some more shows in South Louisiana. Ori, put it out there. Put it out there. I hope they do more like mainstream shows down there too for you guys. I don't know how popular it is. I know like in Buffalo, we used to never get Raw. We would always get like house shows only. So I hope that you guys are getting at least some good shows.
Shout out to Aretha. I was thinking about shout out to Aretha Franklin, WrestleMania 3 also.
Oh yeah, that was another good performance. Pro Wrestler Shoe says, "Yo, what's good?
What up?"
Let's see here. Shaka Saturday Night. I'm just trying to see if I've missed anyone. Clown saying POD. We're getting a lot of the performances now. Ray Thompson says, "I'm in West Virginia and we get nothing." I'm sorry. You guys get a lot of AEW shows, I think, though.
Yes.
Right? They come there pretty moderately. Let me see here. E said better than Jagged Edge and Teddy Long. That was another high one, though. That was a good one.
That was pretty good. I can't lie.
I still see everybody swaying in the chairs.
You know what? 3-6 Mafia did good with Mark Henry's entrance.
That was good. What was that? Was that when they were on UPN?
Yeah, that was back in the UPN days. Yep.
Yeah. Man, listen, y'all let me and Sean know. If y'all want some more shows where we talk about like the best of, we could do those. There's something crazy behind it. Or he says, I'm speaking in terms of sound and production. A lot of the time the sound does not come through well, likely because WWE sound production just isn't set up for live music. Yeah, 100%. E brings up Limp Bizkit, Motorhead, Ozzy, Aretha. Yes, yes. There you go. I will say knowing more about Pharaoh makes it cooler, but Arn was flapping them gums crazy. Double A earned the right, man. I ain't going to hold them down too much. They gave up that ref cam during the Liv Rhea match because he was like, he was going to show us some naughty situations. I did see that after, man. I did see that. Just seeing if I miss anything. Oh, Matt Lopez has Saliva 2002 Survivor Series. That's a classic.
That was good.
Hey, listen, our homie Malik was talking, and he put the question out there, is this the best SummerSlam? Now, I don't know if he's being biased because he was there, but 2002 SummerSlam is kind of like the all-time, everyone respects it as the GOAT. I don't know if are you ready to crowd? Is this top 5? Where do you put this SummerSlam? Better half, at least?
This year?
Yeah.
No. Absolutely not. This show was okay. I give it a C+.
I love the honesty. This brother is honest.
I gave it a C+, and to me, there's no way a C+ would be a top 5. I mean, 92, 2002, 91 was really good.
97
was excellent. 98 was excellent.
98.
Austin Taker, Rock, Triple H.
Yes.
Come on, bro.
That dumpster match with the Outlaws. And yeah.
Best SummerSlam ever.
Yo, shout out to my friend's mom who ordered it for him. He fell asleep. She came in the room, and I'm in there, and I'm watching it like crazy. I'm like, yo, I got this.
I mean, anybody who says SummerSlam 2024 was the best SummerSlam ever, God bless you. I hope you just hang on to what you believe, man. But to me, this show left a lot to be desired. It was okay. It was a good show, a C+. How can I call a C+ show that I called C+ on Saturday night one of the best SummerSlams of all time?
I just had to put it out there for you.
No, I appreciate you, bro. Like, to me, SummerSlam, if I had to narrow it down to like two, I'd say SummerSlam '02 or SummerSlam '98.
Yeah, I would say '02 and 92 are my two like probably favorites.
Yep.
Okay, let's get into the SummerSlam talk, shall we? And you guys feel free to chime in as well. We'll try to put up some of your thoughts as they come up here. How do you want to do this? You want to just run through each match and then we can kind of just quickly thoughts and then
we did our review on Saturday night, so we can kind of just touch on the key points, bro.
Let's get to it. Our opener was Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley. We knew how this turned out. Dom turned. He ended up breaking Rhea's heart, leading to Dominic showing his love for Liv Morgan. Without getting too nasty in the chat, people have said now he is the Dom, so he is going to be with her. This is soap opera, what you would expect on Monday Night Raw. I think they're going to have to open up Raw with this kind of to let people in on the, well, what's next in this twisted love triangle here. And I wish I had like an organ right now, like play the music.
It's not often you hear what I'm about to say about anything WWE related, other than the fact that they shouldn't have put the camera on Dom smiling first before he ended up picking her up and kissing her. I thought this match was outstanding. This match was a highlight of the night. I think the way we could all kind of see the cart before the horse, but it worked out perfectly. I think Dom has to be considered one of the GOATs as it relates to he was a heel who turned heel.
Yeah.
Like, that's nuts. Like, he was a heel that turned heel. Like, that's GOAT-ish. Like, I'm not saying he's one of the GOATs. What I'm saying is, in this regard, like, he was a GOAT. He was a heel that turned heel. That's nuts.
And you have Rhea Ripley, who was just starting to get the cheer factor back into it. And then as soon as you're like, oh, there's something redeemable about Dom. Nope. Instantly, he turned right away.
I want to give a big shout out to whoever produced that match, because people didn't realize that the reveal was not when I want to break this down, everybody. The reveal of Dom turning heel was not him stopping Rhea from using the chair. That was not the reveal. And that
was actually him helping her.
That was him helping her. That was him helping her to not get disqualified and have a chance to win the title. So that was brilliant. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was like, no. This is because you get the crowd saying, "Oh," I was like, no. This is not the reveal of her turning, of him turning on her. This is just him helping her to not get disqualified. I thought that was excellently done. Whoever put that together, I don't know if it was Bruce. I don't know if it was, was the guy that was Kurt Angle's son? From Alpha Academy?
Jason Jordan.
Whoever put that together did a good job.
Yeah, I have no idea. Matt Lopez is reminding everyone that the first hour of Raw is commercial free tonight. So if you're watching it during hour 2 and 3, expect a lot of commercials. They backload them. That's all that they usually do.
Emily's, we appreciate you.
Just the Raw order for today in our chat. Donnie, what's good, man? Appreciate you joining us. I see you.
Donnie T, what up? No.
Appreciate you. McKinney says, I called the finish at SummerSlam. Now I need Liv to dump Dom on Raw for Finn, and the revenge tour is complete. I don't think you do that, though. I really don't. Why would you waste Dom's heat now? Because is Dom going to get cheered that he made a bad decision and then he's without Rhea? Because Rhea's not going to take him back.
Well, no, that's over. I mean, now the feud's going to be between Dom and Liv versus Rhea. And I predict Damian Priest will take up for Rhea as well. That's another dynamic, as we'll get into later on.
Right. I just think that this idea would leave Dom on an island, and I don't think you want to do that just yet. Mm-hmm. Until they slid it into the ring with Liv, we knew it was coming. Yep, absolutely, with the steel chair. Well, actually, it was him making. Yeah, didn't get beat to the floor. In hindsight, I brought binoculars, and man, did Dom lay one on Liv. ad-free hour of Raw, so the first 59 minutes with no AAA. We don't know that. I do predict they'll probably open with a promo, though. Dom folded quicker than my 8-paper airplane in second grade.
Real quick, though. Would you rather be someone who calls a woman mommy, or would you rather have a woman call you daddy? Like, honestly, from a man's standpoint, I think Dom made the right decision. First of all, before this is good storytelling. Let's give WWE some credit, right? First of all, has Rhea ever kissed Dominic? Now, she licked him a couple times over the past 2 weeks. She licked him, but now before she went down, they never shared a moment. They never kissed each other. Like, it was always her whispering in his ear or whatever. They never had a passionate moment on TV. So to me, it's like the natural storyline, real talk. I think Dom should come out and say, yo, you never showed me any love. I would bring that up. There would be so many obvious things like, I have to call you mommy? No. My name is Dominic Mysterio. And you never gave me the affection I needed. You never gave me the respect I deserved. And then I would make it so this promo would be something that would make somebody, even who hates Dominic, be like, I understand. I really understand.
Well, heels usually tell the truth most of the time with a little lie into it.
There you go.
And remember, how did he get into this group? What were they doing? Rhea was choking him out on the apron as they beat up his father with her legs. She was not the good one to start with in this, but she became the one who was loved in it. I wanted to put this up when you were talking. Welcome to Clash After Dark. Would you rather? So in the chat, if I had a poll up right now, would you rather be called daddy or call someone mommy?
Let's be real, man. Let's be real. There's no way. If it's both ways, that's cool. If she's your mommy and I'm her daddy, that's cool. And we're keeping this PG-13. It's no problem. If she wants to be called mommy, then you can call me that. But there's no way we're walking around, I'm calling you mommy and you're calling me Sean. Like that, there's a dynamic that's a little bit off kilter here. And then here comes Liv Morgan, who's, by the way, not hard to look at either, right? Both two very attractive young ladies. And she's calling you daddy? And she's trying to help you win championships, and she's trying to help your team win championships, and she's showing you respect and attention? There comes a point where it's like, bro, like I think Dom did the right thing. I want to give a shout out to Dom for doing the right thing. If I were in the arena tonight, I would give Dom a standing ovation because storyline-wise, we're having some fun here, right? Rhea Ripley did not respect him. Right?
That's right.
Come on, Rhea Ripley did not respect him.
Right, from character standpoint,
yeah.
No. And honestly, BJ brings up a good point about the real life relationships. I will give these two credit. They did a really good job of using whispering and laughing and, you know what I mean, like grabbing the shirt, different things like that to make the relationship more. Right. You know what's going on, but they don't have to do anything. Last week when she licked his face, that was like the worst.
That was the first time she actually showed him love like that.
Mm-hmm.
First time. Now let me point out something else too. Little real life mixed in because I'm having fun with this, brother. I love, up until now, the respect that Rhea and Dom have had for their individual real life relationships.
Yeah.
I'm sure Dom had to have a conversation with his wife about the kiss, just like I'm sure Rhea had to have a conversation with her husband about the licking of Dom's face. Let's hope everything, I'm being real genuine right now when I say I hope everything's cool on the home front because these things kind of get little, you don't want to have home messed up because of work.
I feel like it is from tweets that I saw from other people. Buddy Matthews did put out a tweet like, hey, Tony, can I go help? And then, so that was I'm watching.
Right.
Cool. And then Dom's brother-in-law, who works for TNA as an announcer, the former Aiden English put up something about it as well, and he had a little discussion with the wrestling community about it.
That's what's up. So
which you know went sideways on social media, of course.
Facts. So to put a pin on this, bro, storyline wise, Dom should come out tonight and say, what did you expect? What did you expect? You never respected me. Like Guy Will Gamble was saying, you ripped me away from my family. I know my dad's a deadbeat dad, but you didn't have to push the narrative. I would ask you for hugs and kisses. You never gave me a thing. And then as soon as Liv comes into the picture, now you want to lick on me and hug on me, and now you're kissing me on my. I don't think I've ever seen her kiss him before on the cheek.
Never.
To heck with Rhea Ripley. She never appreciated him. No, good storytelling.
Dom went from the sub to the dime.
Yeah. Good storytelling by WWE in this regard. I thought that they got this right.
Once again, Big Daddy Kush on this side. Yeah. This is a PR nightmare still. Just so you know, if anything goes sideways, someone
you would hope
going to bring
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I said if I'm someone's lawyer in other cases that shall not be named at this time. Well, we can say the name. The Grant case. If I'm Grant's lawyer, I'm putting this up and showing this. Like, you think everything's a joke. You think everything's a joke, right? In storyline wise. So just be careful. That's all I'll say with these things. Be careful.
But I want to give a big shout out though, Conrad. I'm going to stick my neck out and say on behalf of Clash of the Podcast, that's both of us. Big shout out to Dominic's real life wife and to Rhea's real life husband, Buddy Murphy. God bless them. They understand the business. They know what it is. I respect them both.
And yes, I want to go back to McKinney's comment. He said, Finn took the room key. It's got to happen soon. What if Finn took it for Dom? There's layers to this, as BJ likes to say.
I like where McKinney's going, but wouldn't that have been revealed at SummerSlam? Would Liv have kissed him back?
But he's saying this could be the swerve to a swerve. Like, you thought she was with Dom, she's with Finn. But
they kissed.
I know, but I played you. I used you to get the championship. You're out of here.
If they did a double turn, that'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah, Liv would be hated if she did that. Absolutely hated. Clash After Dark. After this mommy and daddy Dom talk, Silk Stockings better be on next too.
Buddy Murphy / Buddy. By the way, Buddy Matthews.
Yes. Thank you, James. He said Papi Chulo or Mamacita. Matt Lopez, this is what I was super dying at, was there's no wrong answers. And I put tenders have sealed the deal. When she bought them, we call them chicken fingers in Buffalo for this.
Yes.
I don't know if you could say that.
I call them chicken fingers too.
Yeah, but he Dom loves them tenders. He was taking pictures of plates of them. She gets me. And I was just like.
And I certainly don't call them tendies.
Tendies?
It's so annoying. It's hilarious.
You're not 12?
No. I'm going on record. Dominic Mysterio's trajectory, he's on his way. He's doing really well.
Listen, someone asked me a unique question the other day. It was like him, Theory, and I can't think of the other person. Maybe it was Waller, and it said, who do you see being the champion first out of those three? And I said, look, I know Dom's not like Mr. I'm great in the ring, but he's got the heat, bro. He's gonna be he's going right up that roller coaster.
I mean, can we honestly say outside of the bloodline, which by the way hasn't really been popping since until Roman Reigns got back, that the Judgment Day stuff, especially if you want to break it down into a subsection and say Liv, Rhea, and Dom has been the best thing on WWE television?
Yo, I didn't even see. Must have learned from his dad, Filthy Animal days. You cut it out. Filthy Animals was a great team. That was my squad. And when WCW was bad, I could always turn to the Filthy Animals to bring something good. She said, Ori said, you call me mommy and we are insta done.
Some men call them their
girl, yeah,
wife, mama, mommy.
She had the laughing emoji after for that. At the kickoff, fans started chanting, "We'll take both" during Rhea versus Liv chants.
Yo, you can't really go wrong. They're both really attractive young ladies. But I love. Look, that's a little attitude era for you right there, man.
Right. Let me see here. Dom finally beat Ray. Never did with Rick. Yeah, that's also going to be another sticking point. I think that Liv helped him beat Ray, and well, being with you, Rhea, that never happened. Nothing good ever happened for me. Listen, I told y'all weeks ago. I know when someone's lying when they start trying to. I never wanted to be with you. I don't like you. Why are you ruining my life? I've seen it happen too many times with people that I either know, don't know, and I'm like, yeah, he's lying. That dude is clearly lying.
At the end of the day, though, I think from a storyline perspective, Liv didn't know.
Maybe that's all going to be revealed.
Yeah, didn't she look surprised when he picked her up?
She cried. Yeah. So
no, when he picked her up at SummerSlam, she looked surprised.
Yeah. Right. So maybe you know how it is. Tugging.
Yeah, I know how it is. Anyway, the fact that we're talking about this so fondly.
Yeah, they got it right. It sounds like you liked the show.
Whoa. I liked the match. I liked that storyline. I didn't say I liked anything else.
Right. But if they haven't said anything, I agree with Ori too on that. Like, I never bring up any of the relationship stuff with people or any of that.
That's why I said I give credit to Buddy and Dom's wife for their understanding.
Honestly, I definitely wanted to go off on fans last week. Sean knows why. There was a relationship incident last week in a different company, we'll just say, that I was very surprised that people were being very creepy about, I'll say.
Yep.
Let me go here. Terrell has joined us. What's good, Terrell? I'm just giving some shout outs to people who have jumped in.
T3Z.
Andy in the house. Yo, Quills, I would say the same thing in Buffalo, bro. Who calls them tendies?
Not only tendies, nuggies too.
Yeah. I couldn't, man. Couldn't. And Deanna's in the house. Thank you, Deanna. Chad as well has joined us. Chad Schrader. We will see, man. We will see what happens with this. I could have. Very interesting though. Sami Zayn, Braun Breaker. I don't know if this is going anywhere that fast tonight, but I could see Ludwig Kaiser probably being the next contender. More on that later for Raw, but yeah, Braun Strowman destroyed Sami Zayn in like 5 minutes.
Real quick, back to reality for me. You like the show? No, let's bring it back down. This match was.
Did you not like the length, or?
I don't like the length. I don't like the outcome.
Really, you wanted Sami to win?
Absolutely.
Interesting.
By the way, I don't like the length. I don't like the outcome. Pause. Excuse me.
Play. So, we had LA Knight and Logan Paul going at it. Once again, we already acknowledged previously. We know what Logan Paul has said and did on social media. We do not endorse any of that. But this was a good match, and I'm happy for LA Knight. That's what I'll say in the end. That's what I really wanted. Logan Paul pulled off some amazing moves that I thought he would have probably broken his neck doing, but he pulled some of them off. Some of them didn't look so good, like a superplex, but LA Knight got what he deserved, man. Long time coming, I feel. Overdue.
Outside of my feeling that everybody does not get their moment when they're supposed to, right? Let's leave it right there. I am very happy for LA Knight. Always remember that my building up of someone does not mean I'm knocking anybody else. I put LA Knight in the same category as I put you know who, and LA Knight deserved it, and I'm happy he got it.
Respect. Let's go to Bayley and Nia Jax. This match was I thought this was kind of the weakest match on the show, but not due to them. Due to how you have built this up. Mm-hmm. I saw something crazy today that blamed The Rock for why Bayley wasn't featured so well for WrestleMania. We got to stop blaming other people for why people weren't featured. I'm tired of hearing stuff for people who aren't there, who are there half the time. Look all around, guys. That's what I'm just going to say when it comes to that. If you're one of the people who are like, this is Rock's fault that Bayley wasn't put up there on a higher pedestal. I'm pretty sure he's only focused on what he's doing. I'm not going to lie to you. This was a good match, though. They seem like they have a lot of faith in Nia. She was able to get the win here, and I think that they are more into this dynamic of her and Tiffany Stratton being friends and what's going to happen with this.
I've been very critical of Nia because of her ability to injure people. But since she's returned, I have to be fair. She's improved a great deal. And from a storyline perspective, because it's been so weak in the storyline, progression of this storyline, I have to say the right person won. Nia Jax being the new champ does make sense. I feel sorry for Bayley, though. As bad as I can feel for somebody who's a Grand Slam champion, by the way. But I do feel sorry for Bayley in this moment.
Was she the only one out of them? No. Wait, no. Actually, I think all of them are Grand Slam champions.
All of them are Grand Slam champions.
Okay. Yeah, 4 horsewomen.
Yeah.
More on that later.
They had to send Becky back to NXT to get it, but
yes. Wait a minute. Yes. Okay, yeah. Check it. You made me think for a second there on that even. Going back through this, do you see Bayley becoming champion again? Like, is it over for her run? I know we had kind of said, like, you had made a prediction about it. I don't know if someone's going to become champion again. Bayley, do you see it again? Is it?
Do I see her being champion again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I mean, Bayley's young and she'll have more opportunities. I hope that she's built up. I mean, no, if she doesn't get built up better.
Yeah. I mean, she took the best and tried to make the most of it for some of her moments.
She's been underbooked and underappreciated from a storyline perspective since WrestleMania, since before WrestleMania. Yeah,
I would say the build going into Mania, because she was hot at the Rumble. We were like, yo, that was a great move. Yeah. The women's Rumble was better than the men's. I was shocked that they did that, man. Just jumping around here with seeing people's comments about some of these things. I'm going to put them up there for you guys too as well. Let's jump into CM Punk and Drew with Seth Rollins as the special guest ref. Sean, what were you feeling on this one here?
For somebody who has been very critical of Drew McIntyre, I am thrilled that he won this match. I think Punk did a great job. I think that Seth Rollins did a great job. And I think the right guy won. Drew needed this match, and he got it. Only thing I would say that's critical is that in a match that I deemed a 9 out of 10 or an A-, and the only reason it's an A- or a 9 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10 is because the bracelet thing was too overdone. That bracelet cost Punk the match, essentially. That's kind of silly. Other than that, I thought they did a great job.
Yes, I heard interesting theories on this one. Some people thought Seth took away from the match. Some people thought that it was a great build up to the match. Like I said, if you guys got comments, please sound off. I would love to hear what you thought of this or if you had any critiques of it. I thought we were pretty fair to this because me and you were on the same like idea length here. This was match of the night to me.
Mm-hmm. It was
telling a story and what you did. I get it. Like some people are going to be like, well, Punk's not moving really fast. He was sucking air. He was sucking wind. Guys, I want you to play a sport. Go out for a few months, then go back to playing it. Don't play basketball after the summer ends, and then don't play basketball till it's nice again until like May, June. You know what happens to you?
Exactly.
Especially the first few times you play, you're going to be sucking wind pretty badly. And that's not me sticking up for Punk. That's just the athletic thing.
Like, that's a fact.
Going to happen.
You're not sticking up for Punk. You're being real.
I know. I have to clarify that, though, sometimes.
I also want to give a big shout-out to I'm not going to give WWE credit for this. I'm assuming this is a Punk, Drew, and Seth thing. I want to give a big shout-out to them for the play that they did on Bret, Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels from 1997. That was not an accident that CM Punk was wearing pink and black. It was not an accident that Drew McIntyre wore that big black jacket. Only thing that I think Seth dropped the ball, he should have put his hair in a ponytail.
And the shorts.
Right.
The shorts.
But other than that, I love paying homage to the past.
Chris LeClaire, appreciate you. I see you in the chat as well. I'm just here to put up stuff here. Let me see. Vinny says the bracelet thing was overdone. I can understand your argument with that, at least if you're bringing that up. And in the end, he didn't get to keep it either.
Exactly.
And him blaming Seth for it too was also very like, calm down. I'm trying to tell you. By the way, did you hear the audio of what like Punk was saying? So I always have a bunch of people over, so I miss audio things that I should hear. He was like, I don't care about you, your stupid Sabu pants. I'm tired of you. Get out my face. And I was just dying.
He also said you're as good of a referee as you are a wrestler.
Hey, making it personal.
Yeah.
Does this feud go into like triple threat mode? I don't want it to personally. This is just me talking. I don't want to see them make this a triple threat right now. There is more length in Punk Rollins as a feud versus let's make this a triple threat. I don't
If
want
this is not what you want, I think you're going to be disappointed because my early prediction, because we have another month and a half, 2 months to go, another pay-per-view to get through, I think it's definitely going to be Seth, Drew, and CM Punk in Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood.
We'll see what's going to happen with it. Terrell saying they buried Punk in this match. Punk will be just fine, sir. I promise you. Seth saying he doesn't belong here, telling Drew he got his back early in the match. Punk, a.k.a. Gollum, couldn't stay away from his precious. Seth telling Punk during the match he didn't belong here. Punk did look washed. I'm sorry. Let's see here. That was from Vinny. Guy Will Gamble says, I feel like Seth being there took some heat away early, but I like the match. A friendship bracelet. So 2003 Disney Channel level writing. Go Papa H. Come on, E.
But he's the best. He's the best booker in the business, right?
Clown says, I'm glad they ditched the ref cam pretty quick into it. I think they said it was only for certain matches they were going to do the cam. McKinney said this match was perfect, but better on TV because you can hear them talking to each other. Wish we would have gotten blood. If you're going to do it, you got to save it for the cell, in my opinion. The bracelet was the best part. It may not mean anything to you, but to Punk, there you go.
Shout out to Deanna, by the way. I saw your earlier comment where you mentioned the name that I had decided not to mention because I'm trying to behave myself. Thank you, Deanna. Always on top of your game. Appreciate you.
And I'm sorry that I'm missing some of the comments. We're getting a lot in here, and I appreciate all of you. If you guys haven't, hit the like button. Please, 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 please. Helps out a lot. And if you see the social media post, share it. And also, I'm going to put Hub's channel in here as well. Go watch his old stuff and watch his Hubonomics and check him out as well. There you go. I'm always plugging.
Thank you.
Let me see here. Have we had a triple threat Hell in a Cell? I think we have in the past. I'm trying to think. Somewhere down the line, I think we had to have had one. Are you Googling? Okay. He'll let us know here in a second. Both Bailey and CM Punk will be fine. I agree, Chris. I agree with that. Most definitely.
Punk, Cena, and Alberto in 2011.
Yeah. Shout out to Punk and I guess Cena. So moving on from that, we get into the World Heavyweight Championship match. Damian Priest versus Gunther. This Damian Priest started out as someone that I was like, I don't know. I'm not feeling this into like the last few weeks. I'm like, he did a good job. Mm-hmm. He's done a good job. They gave him the ball and he ran with it. He got a first down.
Facts.
So this match, how did you? What do you think of this? I mean, I got the turn up.
The turn was the best part. Obviously, I've come to earn a great deal of respect for Damian Priest over the past several months. I mean, Gunther is awesome. I really am disappointed though. I wanted Priest to retain, but in order for it to work, you had to have, you can't have Finn turn on Priest and then Priest retain. So, I guess they got it right. It was an okay match. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
Gunther is super protected. That was my logic behind it. That was my logic. Lizzie came in real quick. Yeah, the ring general, let's go Walter, people are saying in the chat. I can see how people are big fans of his. What do you want to focus on first? Walter's portion of this or the Judgment Day? Because we got two things we could
No, let's talk about Gunther first.
Okay. Gunther, he wins the championship here. Who do you want to see matchups with Gunther? I mean, I think Seth is a no-brainer that you kind of want to see that matchup eventually happen. Who else could he go out there and crush it with on Monday Night Raw, though, that you're like, yeah?
Well, considering how predictable and ordinary WWE storyline writing is, I predict very easily that Sami Zayn's going to be the first challenger because Sami Zayn beat him at WrestleMania.
It's either Sami or I think you know who. It'll be one of those two.
I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah. So,
and I'm not trying to, You're my brother. I'm not trying. That would. I mean, there comes a point where like career sabotage becomes a thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Like it better not be Jey Uso. That would be ridiculous because we all know Jey Uso would lose. I'm thinking they go the obvious route of Sami Zayn because Sami Zayn beat him at WrestleMania.
Right. Finn interference wasn't needed. Quill says. Vinny says Priest won me over with this title run. I respect it. This made Finn way more interesting.
I think I would say that too. Who said that? Vinny? I think so too. Yeah.
He said this will make Finn way more interesting. Finn is at the point of no return for me, kind of too, though. Like, I don't think he'll ever be where he was when he was in the Universal title picture, and I'm like, that kind of sucks. But this goes back
into that look on Finn's face we haven't seen in about a year. So. If that look on his face when the reveal came out, good job, Conrad. That's why you're the best. That look encourages me because when he gets angry, that's when he's at his best.
To me, it all is going to depend on how you realign this whole Judgment Day thing. Where are we going?
I'm still holding out hope for two factions.
It possibly could happen.
I know it's unlikely, but.
The good times are gone, though, with this group. It's over. We went from and we have Edge. What happened to that guy? We don't know. But Adam Copeland is gone. He's over in AEW now. But the group started with those three, and they were wearing suits and stuff. And I was like, what is this? Feuding with Finn, laying him out. And then we went to Finn joining the group and them getting Dominic to join the group. They became tag champs. They added JD McDonough, who was kind of like an underling in the beginning that they didn't want. And Carlito's in that role now.
And I want to say it again, like I said on your channel, make sure you check out Everything Pro Wrestling every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. with my guy Derek and Conrad. I said it on Saturday night. This is an opportunity. Chat, let me know if you agree. This is an opportunity of all opportunities, the biggest opportunity, the most obvious opportunity. Who am I talking about? Carlito. This is his chance. Carlito can choose what side to be on. And I think if Carlito is put in a position to choose and he swerves my opinion, the Finn, Liv, Dominic side and aligns himself with Rhea and Priest, let's go. This is Carlito's chance. This is the first chance Carlito has had, in my opinion, to really make an impact since he's been back in WWE.
Give him something to do. Matt Lopez brings up a good matchup that I wanted to see. And this could be the first matchup, too. I'm not throwing this out there. If I had to pick three names, it would be the two we've said and Ilya Dragunov. If you really wanted to wow those people in Berlin, that's the match. Do you remember their NXT UK bouts when no one was around? Oh, my goodness. Classics.
Yeah, he's the guy who took the title away after like 500 days or whatever it was.
Yes, and but the first match I just remember his lips bleeding, the neck was like purple, splotchy, and just
right.
It just a beat down of things.
By the way, just in case you were wondering, and I would like your opinion on this too, Conrad, I don't see Gunther losing the belt until WrestleMania. He will hold on to that belt until WrestleMania.
I think he loses it before.
Really?
Just before, yes.
Interesting. Okay.
I feel like you could do so. Here, you want my prediction now? I got my Rumble prediction ready.
I would love your Rumble prediction.
At least for this side, I'll say.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, and I'll be fair to the women's side too. I'm gonna say Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton are gonna end up feuding. When, I don't know, but I think it's gonna be at Mania. They're going to hold off. That's a big match they could do. And I think it's Charlotte passing the torch like, you guys are next.
Okay.
This isn't about me. But in between then, Charlotte's going to be the champion. Maybe even in a rematch with her.
Okay.
Punk is going to win. This is going to be the year of Punk. This is actually going to be played off way smarter. If Punk can stay healthy, I'm giving him the Royal Rumble. And the story is, it's the boyhood dream, but for someone who's older. He has wanted this. You want this? How bad do you want it? You failed every time you've had a chance here. You're not good enough. You've blown every opportunity. The moment you get to open your mouth, you let everybody know how stupid you are. You've blown every chance you've gotten, blah, 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 blah. And Seth lets him know, Seth has the big match with Gunther. He beats him. Wow, Seth does it. Swinging the belt, doing all that craziness and foolishness. And Punk and Seth could be your Mania match at 41. That would be what I would do.
Okay, fair enough. So you're saying that the winner of the Royal Rumble this year will challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Ergo, the Elimination Chamber will determine who goes to face Cody Rhodes.
Yes, because I believe that I don't think the current WWE champion will be the champion.
Well, I've already said I think Rock's taking it from him, but there's no guarantee. I thought Rock would be back by the summer. The summer's coming and going, and
Yeah, we'll see. He might be pulling another Rumble special here. For
us. Oh boy.
But
he'll come out in September and say, "The Rock says at the Royal Rumble." What? It's like 5 months from now.
Guy Will Gamble says Carlito is a backstabber, though. He could end up turning on Priest, but that could make it interesting, though, too. Like Sean said, if you split the faction into two,
exactly. Give him a chance. Like make Carlito like the wild card. Like I'm not saying Carlito is like awesome. I'm saying that let's give him a chance to be successful, right?
Right. Gunther versus Cena at WrestleMania. Maybe I could see that being one of the matches.
Well, I've already said I think Cena's winning the Royal Rumble.
I think Cena's facing the guy who I think is losing the WWE Championship. I think that's who Cena's facing. It'll be that babyface Raw, and I don't know if one of them does something or whatnot, but here you got your match. Thank you so much.
Adrenaline in my soul.
Yeah, other than that, I'm just trying to think. Gunther is dropping that belt to Cena, then Cena drops it to Punk at Mania. Man, you guys, so you really think that, maybe I'm being naive. Do you really think that this John Cena run is really about to be like all that it could be?
I'm going to give you a hot take, Conrad. We've never talked about this on the air or off. I think Ric Flair has rubbed WWE the wrong way on multiple occasions. They respect him. His legacy means everything. Take this ride with me, Conrad. I think Ric Flair in 2008 had the greatest, air quotes, send-off in the history of pro wrestling. There is no way anybody could have a greater send-off than Ric Flair losing that match to Shawn Michaels in 2008 with the whole WrestleMania centered around him, okay? 2 months later, you're showing up in TNA. You've had match after match, last match after last match. Every match, every appearance, you're in AEW. Now he's no longer with AEW. Every match that comes and goes lessens what happened in 2008 at WrestleMania 24. Why am I bringing this up? There was a time I would have said no one would ever win 17 world titles because of the respect WWE has for Ric Flair. They still respect him. They still love him. But now they're going to give John Cena number 17. Ric Flair has done enough. And on the other side, John Cena has been, other than The Undertaker, the most loyal soldier in WWE history.
Never a problem.
So, to me, Ric Flair hurts his legacy, combined with the fact that John Cena is a WWE lifer. Oh, yeah, 17, baby. I'm not saying I'm happy about it, but I'm not mad at it either, because at the end of the day, John Cena, as corny as he's been, 5 moves of doom, you can't see me turning into a soldier when he should have been a rapper, whatever, he's earned my respect.
Yes, and I hope people do put our where we come from and our I don't want to say age, but I'm trying to think our wrestling fandom. Just know where me and Sean have come from with Cena. And it's different. I don't have the same respect. Like we just did a show with Narcolepsy Boy, Malik. When we did that show with him, Malik is someone who I think of when I'm like, he loves John Cena because he grew up with him. That's like Hogan to us, to them, right? To that generation of fans. And I'm always just like, dude, I don't get it. Like, yo, this dude did so much stuff. He could have did so much more. Why weren't you fighting with the Office? But that's why they loved him, though, as well. So
my question to you, Conrad, and I want to ask the chat this too. I want your take on what I just said, because I just took you on a wild ride to get you back to where we started. The whole logic of Cena winning 17, I think Ric Flair's decision making over the past few years has made it something that can happen.
I believe Ric Flair doesn't care. I think he knows that someone's going to break it eventually. The question is who, where, when. I don't know if you're giving Cena these title matches, though. I'm like, dog, he's not going to.
Not to cut you off, because I want you to continue. Title matches, all he needs is one.
There's also another thing that he could break.
Okay.
Let's just say he goes up against Braun Breaker, who challenged him afterwards on the post show. He's like, there's one you never got. And I got it. You want to get in the ring with me? You want to find out? And I was just like, he's never been Intercontinental champ either. So
you think his crowning glory won't be 17? You think it'll be Grand Slam?
It could be. I'm just saying, you have options here. He's going to be around for the whole year.
Maybe both.
Correct. They might. He's the greatest of all time.
Right.
Like, yeah, give it to him.
Right. I just wanted to have you think outside the box. That's my Flair Cena 17 title theory.
Yeah. And I'm seeing people also reminding us, don't forget about Randy Orton and the shoulder being up. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I think that's weak. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I really feel like that's weak, that Orton's shoulder was up, so he's going to get a title match. Like, I guess, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Bishop had a more fitting send-off when they put him in the back of the garbage truck. Terrible. Let me see here. I'm jumping. I'm trying to jump down here with what you said because some people were saying it. Agreed, Sean. Let's add this. Ric Flair 16 times isn't with WWE. It's with WCW. So for the WWE record books, it's going to say John Cena, WWE lifer, 17-time champs.
Right.
Yeah, I'm 25. Cena is my Hogan's. Yeah, I agree with Hubbs on Flair too. Ori agrees with you as well, saying yeah. And I don't think you're wrong because listen, they used to refuse to acknowledge. I mean, maybe now they have to, but they used to never bring up like he was in TNA. They were like Ric Flair, the retired legend, blah blah blah. You know, Michael Cole's yelling and saying foolishness.
I mean, I'm not going to continue beating this dead horse. I just want to say it one more time. WrestleMania 24 was amazing as far as Flair and HBK. They couldn't have done it better. How much more for all the stuff I talk about WWE? They got that right. They knocked that out the park. That was a grand slam, bro.
Hold on. You know how we were talking the performances before. Leave the memories alone. I don't want you to stay. That was a great setup.
And then the next night, holy crap. Then the next night, the whole roster comes out and Undertaker gets down on a knee and acknowledges you as the GOAT. And then you have the temerity, the unmitigated gall to walk your narrow behind into TNA and face Mick Foley in a steel cage?
And he wrestled in the dress clothes. Like, what are you doing, Rick?
What are you doing?
But he needed the bread, man. That's also been a
John
story.
John Cena 17 times. I'm calling it right now.
I guess that brings us to the main event. I'll keep this one short and sweet. It was Cody Rhodes, Solo Sikoa. Roman Reigns came back, and Jacob Fatu might be hurt. Those are the things that I hear most people talking about, not the match. I think that it was highly anticipated what was going to happen here. I think people were more looking towards the ramp. That's what I call these matches sometimes, where it's like they're looking for who's showing up. And when you know that's there, it takes away from the match. Cody had his long entrance. I thought it was cool that he did give the nod to Pharaoh because a lot of wrestling fans know Pharaoh. And if you're a dog fan, cool. Like, cool that Pharaoh got to be out there. You got the Arn Anderson moment. Like I said, Arn's wearing the ring. I think someone just put out the picture of Brock and him and Triple H. I don't know if it's Photoshopped or whatnot, but Brock Anderson, excuse me. Let me say that. Minute Maid Man is not who I'm referring to. And they were just back there taking the picture together like, yeah, you're back, you know? And I was just like, okay, I'm just watching everything and how stuff's being played. I won't allude to anything tonight. You guys can use your own brains. But we got that. Roman returned. He hits the spear on Solo Sikoa, and that allowed Cody to get the win. We get the little mega power stare off, like, you helped me? You helped me? So it puts them in the 1A, 1B on SmackDown. SmackDown needed this adrenaline like kick too from Roman badly.
Conrad, I got a lot of love for my Ric Flair commentary, but I'm about to circle back around and be myself again.
Weren't you being yourself before?
I was being myself before, but what I mean is the chat's about to turn on me again. Cody Rhodes is not that good as world champion. Roman Reigns was the highlight of the pay-per-view, was the highlight of the main event, I should say. Jacob Fatu was the highlight of that match. I mean, Solo's, in my opinion, is not a main eventer either. But yes, Roman and Jacob were the stars of that match. I've said it. See, people don't like when I say that. I'm ready for the comments to start flowing in. Sean, you're a hater. Cody's amazing. He's not. This title reign has been meh, bruh. M-E-H, meh. I'm telling you, bro. It's not. This reign is not reigning. You feel me? It's not. I'm telling you. Roman Reigns, that 5 seconds that Roman Reigns was in the match was the highlight. Now, I know we've been waiting for Roman Reigns, so maybe that's an unfair thing to say, but Jacob Fatu, man, like, it's just Cody is not him, bro. I'm sorry.
Clown letting us know, and thank you, Clown, for this. He says SRS, that's Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful. If you guys want, check him out. He's also got Fightful Select. Don't say I never plugged your stuff, Sean. Has reported that Jacob's spot was planned. The injury is a work. I hope so. I'm glad if it is. Good. Maybe I think also, and this is the one thing that would make you think that they didn't want Jacob Fatu and Roman to even touch yet. Why would you? That's a match. That's a big time match. No. You're not destroying him. Cody's worst title match, Matt says. Woo. Solo is not main event material yet. This is not Solo's fault again. I'm gonna say some names. And I want you to just think NXT and what happened. Apollo Crews, Nia Jax, Dana Brooke. This is you called this person up too fast. He was about to be the North American champion in NXT. You're like, oh, we need him for the bloodline. What are we doing? I feel bad that they're putting this much pressure on this young man. Okay. Like, what are you doing? Like, I get it. And maybe this is all going to materialize into what it's going to. And then we'll be like, I like Solo a lot. And I think Solo he's done a great job. I don't know if he was ready for this spot necessarily yet, but what I'm saying is give the brother a break. You know, he didn't put himself in that spot.
You know something, when you're asked to hit
the Triple H mask,
when you're asked to hit a home run in the bottom of the ninth of the World Series, when you've been a pinch hitter for your whole career, that's kind of tough. You know, Solo Sikoa has been thrusted into this position. I don't know if he's ready. He's doing a good job, but
yeah, it's like I said, it's not something he asked for this quickly. I think.
You know what he needs?
What's that? Some flavor?
Seasoning.
If you ain't sneezing, it ain't seasoned. That's
there
what I meant to say. I couldn't get it out.
He needs a little more seasoning, then he'll be all right. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he's doing great. Yep. Like I said. And I hope one day we look back at this and we'll be like, remember when we said he wasn't ready? Look at him now. This dude.
Look at him now. Exactly.
Roman saving SmackDown like it's 2020 all over again. Thank you. Vinny says.
Oh, yes.
Chris says Damian Priest and Roman Reigns are now listed as babyface. Thank you, Chris, for that.
Thank you, Chris.
Let me see here. Ending overbooked as heck thanks to Papa H. Can we talk about Danielson Double J with Steamboat as the ref yet? I'm looking forward to that. That was cool. Shout out to Punk for getting Steamboat over into AEW and talking with them.
Facts.
That's more on booking than Cody.
Maybe so. I'm just talking about what I'm seeing on camera, bro.
Yeah. The crowd pop was so insane. It felt like finally a real megastar showed up, Vinny said.
Vinny's talking about Roman Reigns, by the way.
I know the heat though for what you said though.
By the way, gotta give credit to my tag team partner Conrad Cushman, so you don't think it's just me. A whole lot of yeet chants during the main event. Whole lot of yeet chants during the main event, but Triple H won't. I'ma chill. Deanna, Guy Will Gamble, Quilly, everybody. I'm trying to chill. Was it just me, or did you hear a whole lot of yeets when the bloodline came out to help Solo Sikoa? Was it just my imagination? There you go.
Ori says, no, well, listen, as a longtime CM Punk fan, it is not a good thing to hear chants for someone who either doesn't work there or someone who is there and they're not on the card.
Exactly.
Or in something, but I digress. Ori says, nah, I'm with you on this one, Hubs, but I feel like Roman returning to start the Bloodline versus Bloodline was exactly what it was supposed to be and do. I do think Cody is him, but this match was not about Cody. It was about the Bloodline, period. Yeah.
Ori, I respect your opinion. That makes a lot of sense.
Right? But I think there's more juice on Cody's run. Cody's not losing the championship. We didn't say that.
Yeah, I didn't say that. Right.
They're gonna hold out. Cody may not be him, but he's still invited to the cookout. Let me see here. The only person getting bigger pops than Roman is past legends like Cena, Rock, and Taker. Roman is this generation's megastar. I've been telling y'all since the Big Dog days that he's got it. You just had to book him right. I think Solo's handling it well, to be honest. With more time, he'll be fine. I agree. Cody's still mad with good booking. Woo, Prince Rockstar coming.
No doubt, coming in with heat.
Right. I saw you got some likes on Twitter for this. The skull mask is from Legends of Zelda. Cody is a big fan of that, for those who don't know.
Which certainly doesn't add to... Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I think it's just little things. If you know Cody, he even has stuff on the boots, the little triangle for his brothers, his family.
But there's certain things that shouldn't happen, right? Like the 9-minute entrance, that doesn't endear me to
9 minutes and 3 seconds.
Right, thank you. 9 minute and 3 second entrance doesn't endear me to Cody Rhodes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are we doing? Go ahead, though. Go ahead, bro.
Right. You're only as good as the heels that you face. Solo isn't ready. Can we talk about SmackDown's draft being trash if we're going to say this, though? SmackDown's draft is doo-doo butter. I don't know what they're going to do. This Randy Orton feud that when he turns heel, it's going to have to happen for quite some time. There's no other way that you can that you could just do that for a minute. That at least that's how I feel with it. This is how it will go down. Bad Blood, Rock, Cody. Survivor Series, Bloodline, Civil War. Rock's team wins. Royal Rumble, Rock versus Roman. Rock versus Cody for the title at WrestleMania. That's the Mania match, you think? Maybe. I don't know, Sean, if you're
it's hard to argue. It's hard to argue that Rock and Cody wouldn't be an awesome main event. You're talking about from storyline perspective,
right? And I'm telling you what everyone's gonna say. Man, that would have been really. That's the kind of matches Cody should have been having. Let me see here. I'm just trying to look and see what else we have going on with any of this. That was the show. I was a little more generous than my counterparts, Sean and Derek, in reviewing this. Cool. It was a show. They did what they did. Roman Reigns, by the way, they said generated over $800,000 revenue for WWE in 2 hours with his championship belt. Big dog things. That's all I'm saying. Like that's a draw. That's drawing power right there.
He's money. And I'm not going to sit up here and act like I was a Roman fan when he was the big dog. I think a lot of us, with the exception of Conrad, were not fans of him when he was the big dog. But
and my thing with the big dog was I was like, I see what they see. The potential is there. The issue is say suffer and succotash. Oh, no.
I'm going to tell y'all something, man. It's going to blow your minds, man, for y'all that probably know how much of a historian I am. It was very difficult in my mind for me to ever think that anybody would crack my top 10 out of the modern era as far as greatest professional wrestlers of all time. Roman Reigns has done that. I have put Roman Reigns into my top 10 of all time in WWE. He has earned that. He earned that. This run as Tribal Chief has been nothing short of extraordinary.
Yes. And Matt says Cody's championship has suffered from recycling bloodline feud and a bad draft. Absolutely. SmackDown is trash dookie at this point. Friday's episode was trash dookie. Shout out to Derek. Yeah. Yeah, they weren't feeling that one. Vinny says, I was a fan of the big dog, Hubs. Yeah, see?
I respect the fact that you were a big dog fan, but I wasn't.
We don't get tribal chief without the big dog. Believe that. Yeah, I think
we don't get tribal chief without the pandemic. Let's keep it a buck. He went home and had to go back, rightfully so. I'm glad he got home and got out of harm's way because he has a health issue. But when he was at home, he had to go back to the lab, bro.
Can I say this?
Yeah.
Do we not get tribal chief without All Elite Wrestling? Hold on, hear me out when I say this. Was his contract up? And Vinny, if you are a big dog fan, let me know. And Deanna's in here. I've loved Roman since he was in the Shield. There we go. I'm making sure I'm giving people.
I loved Roman since he was in the Shield. Then I didn't love him when he was the big dog. Now I love him again as the tribal chief.
We remember that Royal Rumble. Let's go, Roman.
Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we'll do it next year. We'll do it next year.
Yeah.
No, what did I do? Rock. I'll never forget. Man, I gotta get away from you, bro.
Yeah,
I know I did you a favor. Yeah, just I don't know. Very what was I saying? Like, was Roman's contract up? Maybe AEW was looming and they're like, yo, this dude has hated this gimmick. He has told Vince he hates what he's doing with this. He wants to turn heel. All right, pal, I got you. We can do it. We can? Okay. All right. And then he finally got what he wanted. Ori says, just got to the yeet chance. I know why you heard that. With Arn saying he has friends and Arn has pulled, people likely thought Jay was coming to help.
I like what you're saying, Ori, but
She's correct. Here's why. Foresight. Arn said he had people to help. Who did the people want to help? This is stuff as that you have to anticipate. Right, Sean? This is you knowing your business. Who are they going to cheer for? They're going to think it's Jay. They're going to think it's Jimmy. They're going to think they're going to think all these people are involved. They might even think, I'm going to call him Hikuleo. I swear if they call him Talatonga, I'm going to be like, I hate that name.
Right.
But, yeah, that's what they're going to end up doing, I think.
Either way.
But you get what I'm saying, though, right? Like, know your business.
I do.
Know who's over. Know what you're doing. People bringing up dumping that dog food on Barrett Corbin. That was the low point. One last WWE thing before we switch gears to AEW and then set you guys up for Raw here. Becky Lynch tweeted out, it's been a haluva, we'll say, a hell of a career. Being the man for you all was an honor. Being the mom for her is a privilege. Thank you for watching my bio on A&E TV. Shout out to WrestleMania for the picture. This sparked a lot of talks of, is Becky Lynch done? We talked about this. I'll let you go first and how you feel.
I think Becky's going to retire. I think there's a chance that she hangs it up. I was thinking about this all day. I was like, you know what? Maybe she just wants to be a mom, and I'm not mad at that. She's had a heck of a career. She's a Grand Slam champion. Maybe this was all in the works. Maybe, it was a favor to let her go back to NXT and get that title, that one notch on the belt she never achieved. I mean, she was the main event of freaking WrestleMania. She'll never achieve that status again. She was the main event of WrestleMania. I think at this point, hang it up. I wouldn't be mad at her.
Interesting. I feel like she's coming back for one last round.
Honestly, I think she's pregnant.
And hey, if they are, I'll be the first one to say congratulations. Yeah. But
I think low key, either she's pregnant or they're trying to get pregnant.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know with that and where they're going with it, but I just Becky Lynch did a lot of good things, and I saw a little clip from the A&E thing where it was like, "Oh, we have these action figures from Mattel to commemorate the WrestleMania 32 match since the Women's Championship was brought back," and they brought out a Sasha Banks action figure, and I'm saying action figures. I don't know if they look like they might have been dolls. I don't know. And Sasha Banks and Charlotte Flair action figures. And she was like, I was in the match too, and it made her feel left out. I won't get into other things. We're going to keep this about Becky, but that sucks, and that's how she ended up getting over. I think what Charlotte was doing is what helped get Becky over, because she was supposed to be the heel punching Charlotte, and instead people cheered. And I was like, heck yeah, let's go. Mm-hmm. Do something with Becky. I don't think she's done. I think we'll end up seeing her back in the ring. I don't think this is
I don't think she's done on WWE television, but I think she's done as a full-time competitor.
Interesting. Because if you're WWE, are you dropping the Charlotte money, as people have been saying? The millions and millions and millions of dollars for Becky as well, though.
Yeah, don't get me started. Charlotte's gotten preferential treatment. I'm sure it's going to continue. My prediction early is that Charlotte's going to win the Royal Rumble.
Could happen.
But to answer your question, yes.
BJ he thinks it's a Fed herring, so he thinks that it's kind of they're trying to allude to a storyline, maybe. He thinks that she's retired, and this is just conversation, guys. I don't know what's happening with this, and me and Sean don't know anything for 100%, but it was interesting. Thank you, Becky. Guy Will Gamble says. Ori says hubby walked by and said before Roman came out they should have hit Joe Hendry's music. People would have lost it. TNA would have been happy though, for sure. Maybe she's gonna be a 2-time mommy, like Deanna said, so she's with you. Becky was overrated to me after WrestleMania 35. T-Ferg, what up, fellas? Could Arn be talking about Ricky Starks and Hobbs? Ricky probably wants to go there. I don't know if Hobbs does. I don't know. Maybe. She's got nothing left to prove, Vinny says. You could thank Nia Jax for giving us the man.
That's actually true.
Yeah, Nia was laying him in and busted that nose.
So reckless.
Becky, I feel, will be back at some point. Thank you, Becky. It's every woman's dream to be a successful mom. If she's hanging up the boots, and thanks for the memory, Becky. 2 belts. I agree with McKinney there, for sure. And Terrell just said put the belt on the NXT title on Joe Hendry. You got to make sure that deal goes through first. We'll leave the Becky stuff where it is. I'm sure that'll come back up in the upcoming weeks. Let's switch over to AEW here for 2 kind of quick conversations, I think they'll be.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about first with these 2? I got the picture.
I mean, we got to talk about MJF and Britt Baker.
What happened with them? What on earth could happen with such a lovely locker room? We were talking about Shane McMahon on the Dynamite review, and then we ended up with this. Must be a pay-per-view weekend when bad news comes out. Mm-hmm. I find it weird that all this happened, Sean, and then... And I'm not trying to be super conspiracy theory about this, but every pay-per-view weekend, here comes some drama. Why wasn't this reported last week? Like when they said she was suspended. I thought Mercedes Moné was just talking in storyline.
Right.
And then, no, she's suspended. There are rumors of what happened here with MJF and Britt Baker. If you guys have thoughts, feel free to chime in the chat. I'll put them up. What did you think here, Sean? Like, it's alleged that Britt Baker was talking mess in the women's locker room. Alicia Toot, the young lady probably to your right on the screen here holding the microphone, is MJF's girlfriend. And she heard it, allegedly, went back and told MJF what happened, allegedly. MJF knocked on the door, went in, and had words with Britt Baker. Something happened. Rumor says that MJF punched a wall. It wasn't like he punched it next to her head. Nobody said any of that stuff. I see people insinuating that. We don't know what happened. It led to some things. HR does an investigation. And for the record, for people who don't know, these are things that HR people do. They constantly do investigations and findings to figure out what actually happened. And it turns out that Britt Baker was suspended and fined for this from the disciplinary committee. Good to know Bryan Danielson's on it. I think that information should have never been revealed, but that's what happened here. What do you take from this, Sean? I have thoughts, but mine are very boring.
I mean, my thing is I don't really care what happened. People have arguments all the time. People need to keep their business and personal separate, but the bottom line is I don't like the fact that AEW's business is once again out in the street. The last time it was done was last year. This time, for All In and for whatever reason, AEW did it on purpose, thinking it would be a storyline grabber of having the backstage footage of CM Punk and Jack Perry put on television. But now we have situations where backstage arguments and backstage garbage is starting to infiltrate the wrestling community and make AEW look bad. Like you said earlier, this Shane McMahon thing, and we can kind of easily segue into that too. Shane McMahon having a meeting with Tony Khan, that had the wrestling world abuzz. Everybody was talking about AEW for the right reasons. What's going to happen? Speculation, things of that nature. Now we're talking about Britt Baker having an argument with MJF's girlfriend and getting back to MJF and MJF stepping to Britt Baker and Big Baker defending herself or saying what she has to say. All of this stuff is alleged, leading to a massive argument in the back that leads them both to getting suspended just 3 weeks before they both have epic matches at a big pay-per-view.
Well, MJF wasn't suspended.
Well, MJF wasn't suspended. So whatever the case may be, thank you for the clarification. All stuff that should not be out in public, all stuff that should not be available for public consumption, and doesn't make AEW look bad. It doesn't make AEW look good, because we're not talking about wrestling. We're talking about backstage high school drama that is now taking the place of wrestling when you're supposed to be coming up on the doorstep of, on the precipice of the biggest pay-per-view of the year.
And I believe all wrestling companies have this as well. I will.
Yeah, but everybody doesn't let it slip out the front door.
That's my question. Where is the leak? Either if it's someone within your company, and I think Tony needs to say, if I ever find out it's you, you're getting fired. If I ever find out who is telling. But how is this getting out? Like, it just seems very timed odd. If it happened before, don't you think people would have known a few days after?
Yep.
Someone would have said something after. And I'm going to bring up some comments here. And here's what I think. We don't know enough information to take sides in this. And I don't think Sean did here, really. We don't know enough information to take sides. Sean's point has been like this since the Punk stuff, and I will agree with this. The foolishness has to stop. Even as a CM Punk fan, this is not good for the company that you work for. Why is this happening? This has to stop. And then when the locker room gets divided, that just leads to more bad things because it's people choosing sides, and then the other person gets mad. Well, and where else are they going to go? They're probably going to go over there. And who's there? Someone's going to be like, hey, welcome to the team, and then you get the photo and the NXT. You're going to be doing all that stuff. Do you really want that? Do you want that egg on your face? I believe WWE is trying to build up TNA to go up against AEW. They're helping TNA. TNA's crowds are getting bigger all of a sudden. I don't know where you guys have been for the last couple of years. Me and Sean have been on here talking about it. We told you it was good before, but I guess it takes time. And, NXT's talking about it. I guess I got to go now. You should have been going to TNA, in my opinion. And I just think it's super lame.
Yeah.
But that's me. BJ says not to be a gossip guy, but I've been listening to the AEW Games Pod and know Cole's gaming stuff. He has moved back up to PA alone. Wonder if Britt's going through a lot right now. I did not know that.
Possible. So, all alleged, all speculation.
Is Britt really suspended? Yes, she is suspended. I mean, she appeared at Comic-Con, but she's still not allowed to progress her stuff on television. I don't know, though, but I guess people are saying, does that really count?
And possibly cost herself a championship, even though I would have predicted that Monet would have won the match. You just never know.
Yeah, but this also hurts if people are saying Jamie Hayter should come back because she was Britt's heavy at one point. What happens with that? On this season of All Elite High drama, rumors fighting seasons of All Elite High. Sunshine Rainbows, huh? If you're not taking away pay and TV time, is it really a suspension? Plus MJF going into the women's locker room, he should have been suspended too. From what I've heard or understood, it sounds like MJF knocked on the door and said, I want to speak to you. Which, listen, y'all may not like this. Top guys get to do top guy things. That's the world of pro wrestling. If MJF says he's walking, Tony's like, hold on, player. I need you. Imagine what if Roman Reigns went up to Triple H and said, yo, I'm leaving. Hold on. Who do you need gone? Conrad on the lower card? Yo, Conrad, pack your stuff up, Baldy. Get out of here. That's what they would tell me. I guarantee. They'd be like, pack it up, Baldy. You're going home. What did I do? We have to investigate things, and then I'm getting in trouble. Guarantee it.
Right.
He sneezed on the lettuce and catering. Yeah. Chico says Britt leaked it. Britt is a bullying picking on a non-wrestler. It depends on what you believe with this stuff. I'm not going to say anything. Like I said, to me, needs more information until I can make an assessment on the situation. I'm not involved there. We don't know. But I know what it did take away from what me and Sean were bringing up. Tony Khan, Shane McMahon. That deal had happened. Here's the picture once again. Tony looks like, hey there. I see a couple cups on the table. Someone had to know this picture was coming. Shout out to Mercedes for saying she took the picture. She's smart, making sure she stays relevant with this. And Shane's on the other side there. This happened allegedly in a business office in the airport in Arlington, Texas. Me and Sean talked about it. Sean's saying no to this is my favorite thing, and I agree with how Sean feels about it too, for the most part. But we got to play devil's advocate sometimes. And I was trying to say, like, well, what if Shane does this? What if Shane does that? Has Shane really had creative ideas? And I've mentioned he did have some good ideas for, like, put ECW on online. That was the future wave, and that's what happened. Shane was a sneakerhead way before anyone else, as we always knew. He always had on some cool kicks. He does the high spots, adrenaline. Could you get a match out of him and Darby? Yeah, but how many matches are you going to get out of him? How much are you going to pay him? Shane doesn't need Tony's money, and Tony doesn't need Shane's money. Sean, I asked you to think about it for a little bit on Wednesday. Where are you now with this? Have you come to anything else, or are you like, nope, I know I was 100% correct. Do not do this.
After doing some reflection, I have to say that I'm 100% right. There's no way that I would let Shane McMahon come into my company. As much as I love Shane, it's too risky, man. The family ties are too thick.
Yeah.
Can't do it, man. Too risky. Too much risk, not enough reward.
You got to give him the what you said. Thanksgiving happens.
Yeah.
Shane, ready to bury the hatchet, my friend.
Yeah.
I should have never took NXT, but I had to. You know what I mean?
Well, you are the father of my niece and my nieces, and Dad, you are the grandfather of my children. Maybe I should let bygones be bygones. And now I've let bygones be bygones, and I work for All Elite Wrestling. Dun, dun, dun.
So what's going on over there, Shane? Well, we got this cool project planned. Womp, womp, womp.
Game over. 3 weeks later.
Shane, when your contract's up in 2 years, what do you think about coming back over with us? And I'll get you in a really good spot. You could be an EVP for us. And it's like, oh, no. So stuff like that can happen, too. Let me see here. Hold on here. I'm jumping to these questions on this, and then we'll get into the Raw stuff, and we might actually get up out of here a little early today. McKinney says, BJ, what was that stat about AEW business when it comes to their backstage drama? AEW always finds a way to take a couple steps backwards when things seem to look good. McKinney, I want you to also remember, too, though, I don't trust this. I showed Sean something this week with a brand new person coming out with their fast national numbers. Who'd you get them from, people said. And this dude started answering ever so immaturely. I'm not even going to say his
every
name.
question except the main question.
Where did you get the numbers from? And he won't answer. Why wouldn't you answer if you're a person with integrity? I just told you my picture came from WrestleMania. Go support Sean Ross Sapp. This came from Sean Ross Sapp. Why can't you give credit to the sources? That's like, and if you put sources as well, I've seen people do that. Credit sources. If you put that, that's like doing a bibliography, big word of the day, and saying sources, books. Yeah, you're great, bud. And I think Trevor Dame or someone said that. I don't remember who. Credit to him, though. But that's the same thing. That's stupid. Don't play me. I'm not a sucker. So that means automatically do not listen to that person because they're being paid off instantly. And BJ did respond to him. He said nearly 200% increase in discussion, views, and shares if it's negativity for AEW compared to positive articles.
Interesting.
Always listen. Some of that stuff is wild. Matt Lopez says, I don't care if MJF is a top guy. If a grown man goes into the women's locker room to have a confrontation with another woman, he needs to be punished.
100%. That's what happened, 100%. We don't know, though.
We don't know the full situation. I'm going to keep saying that. Also, though, I don't think it's a bad thing to have conversations with people. I'll let you know if you're going to be trashing me. How long are you going to let someone trash your name before you say something?
Yeah, but I don't think it's about the confrontation or the conversation. I think it's about the location.
Yeah. And like I said, it depends on the scenario. If you said, can everyone clear out so I can have a word with her in private?
No, a man should not be in the women's locker room, period, unless it's a storyline for on air like Rock and Trish. There should be no man should be in the women's locker room. It should be a conversation that MJF should broker outside of the locker room. They should meet in the hallway. They should meet in a side room. MJF should not step his foot, nor any man step their foot into the women's locker room.
I don't agree with this fully, though. And here's why. Because if you're in the hallway it's going to get bad. It sounds like these two hate each other. I'm going to put this out there. Britt Baker has liked tweets that negatively talk about MJF, and people have taken pictures. She's like, yep, that's how I feel. And she said this. She's had issues with other people with the same thing. And this isn't me taking sides, but I'm telling you, like, I think he knows this is going to get bad. And I can't do anything. This can't turn into a fight, number one. MJF will automatically be done and out of here if that happens. Mm-hmm. So what do you do in this situation? Do you want witnesses?
Side room. No.
But do they have side rooms where they were? They were in Alabama.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's a room. There's something, someplace. Look, you should not. MJF and any man should be staying out of the women's locker room unless there's a camera in there for a storyline. There's no reason for that. That you can't. There's no justification for that. If he walked into that locker room, he's wrong. Automatic period. It's like if I have an issue with a female, am I walking into the women's bathroom to have a conversation with her? No. It's the same thing with a locker room. That a locker room has the same sanctity as a bathroom. You are not, as a man, supposed to be going into a woman's quarters. Period.
Okay, let's flip this the other way. You mentioned the I don't know what's the proper wording here for the locker room. It's kind of a place where you get to be free, be yourself. Is Alicia Atout wrong for going to MJF? How stupid could you be if you were talking crazy in front of one of our significant others, let's just say? You don't think she's going to come tell me?
Well, that part I agree with. I think that if there's a situation, if the way it was said that it happened, allegedly, if Britt knew that Tout was there, that's dumb. And Tout hearing it, of course she's going to go to her boyfriend. I don't have a problem with that. I mean, I think it's messy, but then again, you got to be loyal to the person that you're with.
Interesting. I'm just reading some of the comments here.
I have no problem with MJF confronting verbally a female to have a conversation.
Because sometimes it gets like that. You have to do that.
You cannot go into the women's locker room.
And Sean, we don't know. I would have to see how it was written unless you pull this up. Did he? Because it said he knocked on the door. Did he say knock and say, "Can you come out here?" No, I'm not coming out. All right, then. I don't really care. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this one time. Stop saying what. I don't know what she said. Maybe she was talking crazy. But
none of us know what actually happened. But I have no problem playing around with that particular possibility. MJF goes to the door, knocks on the door, says, Britt, I need you to come out. I want to have a conversation. Britt says no. MJF has to walk away and catch her another time.
But him going into the locker room might be, you put your foot in the door and you say, well, since you're not coming out, I'm going to tell you.
No. That leaves the door open for so many negative things. You do not cross the threshold of the women's locker room.
But I'm saying, what if he didn't? What if he didn't cross the threshold and he said, I'm letting you know?
You should be opening the door either. You should not be opening that door when women are sitting up here getting dressed.
But I think we're thinking of it like they're getting dressed. I'm saying he probably did this after his match because here's the rumor of what it was about. Him and Will Ospreay got an hour, and she thought that wasn't fair. Guess what? Your beef's not with MJF if that was the problem. Your beef's with Tony Khan. Go talk to the dude who formats the shows. That's who the issue's with. And I think MJF also should have went to Tony Khan and said, please get someone in here. Now, if Tony's not doing anything, that's on Tony. You need to get someone here to fix this restorative circle then between all of us so that we could work together.
You have a problem with your boss at work. And I've had many arguments with my bosses at work. But you have a problem with your boss at work. Your boss in their office with the door closed. You knock on the door. The boss says, I'm busy. I'll have to talk to you another time. Do you just barge in? Unless you're ready to quit. If you're ready to quit, no problem. But if you want to have this conversation, which is probably going to be an uncomfortable conversation, but if you want this conversation to end and you still have a job, you're going to open up that door without permission?
Let me ask you this, Sean. Do you think, let's go back to the Punk and Elite situation. Do you think Punk was not at his wit's end by a couple of weeks when he said,
Punk is a man and the Elite are men. It's different when you're talking about men and women. It's different. The sanctity of a woman and her space should be always respected. And I'm not saying that you're disagreeing with that part. You're saying that maybe he just stick his door in the doorway or like peek his head in. No, that is not acceptable.
What I'm playing devil's advocate to the
details. You are. I know you're not.
Because we don't. I know, but I see McKinney and them are commenting like, would you go if your wife's in the women's locker room? I'm not saying that. But if my kid's in the bathroom or something, I will yell in there and be like, hey, yo, you all right? Come on out. You know, that's fine. I don't have an issue with someone doing that if their kid's in the bathroom.
But see, your examples are starting to veer off into more understandable situations. No. Like if there's an emergency, if my wife is in the women's locker room and there's a fire, am I going to go in there to get? Yeah, but I'm talking about MJF. Hear me out, bro. MJF had an issue with Britt Baker because of what his girlfriend allegedly came back and told him. MJF knocked on the door. And then when either the door wasn't answered or if the door was answered and Britt said she wasn't coming out, MJF should not crack the seal of that door because that is the woman's locker room. And the second that door is open without a come on in, he is wrong. And to the people like M. Leasy and others who have said he should have been suspended for that, I don't know what happened. You don't know what happened. But if MJF went into that locker room or stepped a foot in that locker room or looked his head into that locker room without being invited, he should have been suspended.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for the original too. I just want to see what was originally said. I pray this is right because this is from a site that I usually don't like getting stuff from. Yes, they had a personal falling out. The details are he said, she said at this point. So once again, note that, people, and what we're saying. This is he said, she said.
Right, we don't know. We weren't there.
Right. With everything. Spoke at one point. Ospreay also spoke to Britt Baker as well. Word was we took issue with it. Yeah, see, this doesn't mention the locker room thing. That must have came after the fact.
To me, that's the key. To me, that is the key. If MJF went into that locker room or opened that locker room door when he wasn't supposed to, then he should be suspended. If he was in the hallway like, yo, Britt, I need to talk to you. I don't care if it was out there. If he felt strongly enough about the subject and he was, yo, Britt, I'm waiting. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to wait in this hallway. That's fine. But the second you say, you know what, F this, I'm going to walk in. No, you can't do that. That's wrong.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But here's the thing. Don't you think HR would have had an issue with it? This is the stuff that's playing in my head. Mm-hmm. If HR is doing a reasonable investigation, well, why were you in here? Did everybody say, like, here, there's no room anywhere else? Someone's changing in the closet, and you guys don't probably want naked people around you while you're having this conversation. There's no one in here. Go, we'll guard the door, and then when you're done, get out.
Yeah, but that sounds like you've been invited. If you've been invited, that's something different.
Right. This was after his match, though, too. How long did this fester? Was it after the show? Before?
I don't care how long it festered. I don't care how long it festered.
No,
I don't care.
Sean, but I'm saying
in the parking lot.
Sean, but what if they negotiated it that way? Like, Britt's like, I'm not leaving out of here. I want to do it in here. Come on in. It's all fine. Everyone surround the door. You bring your witnesses. I got mine. And then let's have the conversation.
Well, like I said, I led with him unless it was an invite. If she was complicit with him coming into the locker room, all bets are off. And by the way, I'd still be hesitant to do it even if she was complicit. You know what? Maybe there's a better place let's go to catering. Let's go outside in the parking lot. Let's do something where I'm not in the women's locker room.
And my point being to this, by the way, shout out to people who want to run smaller arenas. Maybe they don't have that many places either, because this was a smaller arena in Alabama. This isn't MSG. This isn't the what's Brooklyn site now that they have that arena. This isn't the Staples Center. You know what I mean?
I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. I don't care if that means I have a kitchen, I have a living room, I have 2 bedrooms, I have a bathroom. I'm not meeting you in the bathroom. There's other rooms in the house.
Sean, I'm saying this place is crawling with people, and I'm sure.
Care. Then it's not meant to be. Then, Conrad, if this place is crawling with people,
wait, but hear me out. We're talking about leaks, right? Yeah. I don't trust you. I'm not having this conversation near you. You're not even involved in this. Go away. You know what I mean?
I'm not disagreeing.
I'm in the hallway.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying force a round peg in a square hole when it comes to, like, let's have a conversation out in the open so people can hear our business. You know what the option is? It has to wait until another day. It has to wait until another day. This same issue that allegedly happened, you don't think MJF could have talked to her the next day or the day after that or the day after that? It didn't go away. Britt's not going to forget. MJF's not going to forget. MJF's girlfriend's not going to forget. You do not step foot in that locker room, because the second you step foot in that locker room, you are wrong. By definition, cut and dry, black and white, A, B, C, D, you're wrong. Period.
McKinney brings up MJF should be suspended if he went to that locker room. Facts. Right. So if MJF did that, but let me ask you this then.
And by the way, we don't know if he did this. That's why this point, this conversation is kind of like
stupid. Right. I'm rolling my eyes at it too. I'm done. Like, because I'm playing a lot of like, well, you don't know, but if this is the situation, that is the situation. MJF should be suspended if he went into the locker room, and that's facts. Right. But is HR going to stick their neck out for him, or the disciplinary committee? I don't know. They fired CM Punk, their biggest draw. So now if you're telling me disciplinary committees and people are lying in HR, that's a bigger problem.
True.
That will ruin a lot of your cases.
That's an operational problem that can bring down, that tells away the very fabric of the entire company.
Someone said, let's find Tony Khan. Tony Khan might not be the issue here, too. I saw Matt say something about him. Tony may not know any of this happened. We don't know that. Nobody was like, it was brought up to Tony Khan several times. No one said that. No one said. Maybe Tony's like, what's wrong now? And I'm sure he feels that way, too. As you got, it's tiring.
By the way, just a little side note. Any problem between a man and a woman in a business setting should be mediated anyway, just for liability purposes.
That's what I'm saying. Where's this disciplinary committee to, once again, it's called the restorative circle in the business world. You have to have the conversation. All right, can you two just work together? I'm not saying be buddies or anything like that, but
do you know what this all circles back to, Conrad?
What?
All this conversation, us fighting back and forth about the door, all the conversation about the argument, all the conversation about tussles and issues in the backstage area. You know what it all circles back to? What we said from day one. Tony Khan's lack of being able to lead a locker room.
Yes, if you're looking at it from the standpoint of this should not be tolerated from the get-go.
I mean, we're standing here a year later from one of the biggest controversies in AEW's short history. What has he done to improve it? Because it seems like same song, different verse.
100%. And we'll flip this into this. If we get more news on this and coverage, we'll discuss. But tonight, Monday Night Raw is about to start in a few minutes. We got the Wyatt Six finally making their big debut. I know a lot of people will be excited about that. Here is what is happening on Raw. If you guys listen to the SummerSlam review, I think I said this on air, Sean. If not, I definitely said it after. Here's what's going to happen on Monday Night Raw. Punk's going to appear. Drew McIntyre is going to appear. The people on the card aren't going to wrestle. Triple H's formulas, I can see now. Gunther is going to appear. And I said Awesome Truth versus A-Town Down, but apparently SmackDown and Raw have come to some agreement. Maybe there's a trade. I don't know what they're going to end up doing with that. The New Day versus AOP is happening. Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser should be good. Glad Ludwig Kaiser's back. Dakota Kai versus Sonya Deville. And the Wyatt Six is going to be Rowan, Dexter Lumis, and Joe Gacy versus Chad Gable and the Creed brothers.
Sounds like a stellar card. Let's make sure our DVIs are all fired up.
You were better off just leaving it right where it was, right there. Right where it was. That would have been perfect. Fire up those DVRs. Ori says it's almost time for Dom's beatdown live on Raw. Yes. I'll say this. Let me end on this note for you guys.
Yeah, why don't you close us out today, man? You should close us out, bro.
Let me say this. I want people to be responsible with their time, is what I want you to learn from this. I also want you to be careful of trolls online, people who try to get you into these conversations and debates which have no sense, no points to them. And I'm tired of people twisting words to fit whatever they feel is the right thing that should happen in these scenarios and situations as well. Wait till you get all the information. It's okay to say I'm not taking a side because I don't have enough information. I am the captain of that. I am Captain Gray, I promise you. I'm the yin and the yang. I'm in the middle sometimes. Oftentimes. I come from two different worlds. If you can see me, you know what I'm talking about. I come from two different worlds. Sometimes things aren't always what they seem right away, too. So, with that being said, enjoy pro wrestling, have fun with pro wrestling, and you don't want any of this closeout?
No, I don't, because I think it's your time. I appreciate you, brother.
Okay. Well, shout out to Sean for doing the show. Clash of the Podcast will be back next Monday. Me and Derek will be live for an AEW review at 10:10 on Wednesday. I hope you guys all enjoy Monday Night Raw tonight. Head over to the Everything Pro Wrestling Facebook group if you guys want, or the Discord, and come talk some pro wrestling with us. For myself and Sean Hubbard of Hubbard Wrestling Weekly, we are out for this episode of Clash of the Podcast. We will catch you guys all on the next one. Take care. Peace.